Paul, how are you doing? Hey, in this video, what is wrong with our masculinity? So even though if you're a lady watching this video, this also applies to you, because both men and women have this masculine and feminine energy part in us. But probably men will resonate a little bit more with this video because it will probably apply more to us. So first of all, I'm testing out a new microphone because I wasted already 2 other microphones, unfortunately. So yeah, let me know how it is. Just leave a comments below, and yeah, hopefully you can listen and understand better what I have to say. So what is wrong with our masculinity? Now, even though, you know, we as men think that women are completely lost in this world, well, more because the women who are doing their soul searching thing and who are more active in the spiritual community, and what we sometimes as men think that they are completely lost and they are trying to seek for themselves. But actually what we as men are more afraid of are sometimes the woman itself, because they seems to be much more intuitive intelligence than we are. We are just trying to hide behind our logic and rationality because we want control. We want to dominate over our space of where do we belong. And the only thing we think we can do it is to have control and just stay stuck in our linear thinking. What I mean is really what's wrong with our masculinity is we haven't really embraced fully our mature divine masculinity. We think when it comes to masculinity is doing all the crazy stuff that we are doing right now. Is to conquer, is to control, is to dominate, is to manipulate. And sometimes is to be passive aggressive or to abuse emotionally, physically. And now we came to a realization that that is of course not serving us. And if you look back to history over the last centuries, we only have, that's really the only thing we have ever known, that's the right thing to do. And when it comes to growing up, a lot of in our subcultures, gang members or in prisons or anything like that, moving from the boy to the man is, we only have reached that, accomplished that by doing something abusive. Again, you know what I just mentioned before. So what is this whole point of going from the boy psychology into a man, mature, masculine psychology? There has been tribes all over the world, but again, with our boy psychology, we have been wiping out most of these tribes, so we can't really see that much of that anymore. When an elderly saw a boy in the tribe who started to get a little bit more interest in the ladies and the girls around them, the elderly of the tribe stood up and said, that boy has to die. And what happened is they took that boy and put it somewhere in the jungle where the flesh-eating ants crawl over the little boy and slowly started to eat him alive bit by bit. Then the boy got back out of the jungle and went to another ceremony, being washed off by the local river, getting all the meat-eating ants off the body, and then got something like injected some crazy plant stuff that gave the boy hallucinations, where he really started to open up and started to look above himself, created like stepping into an expanded way of consciousness. And from that moment he became a man. He became mature because he was able to step above himself. Are we still doing this in our society? Are we still doing this as men, where we are growing from a boy into a man? not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Not so much. What we think about being masculine men is build muscles, build wealth, build abundance, accumulate things, and that sort of things. So even though, as most men, we are trying to, chase down that image of becoming more masculine, we reached the point and we figured that might actually not be the answer that we are looking for. So what is the answer that we might be looking for as men? What is it that makes us more mature? It's a very good question. And sometimes, we need to reach the point of no return. Sometimes we need to go through, let's say, a turning point of going through a burnout or something, or hit another health issue, and go through our own awakening to realize that what we have been doing is not the way of growing into maturity. So what is the way? What is the way of growing into mature or divine masculinity? And I think that is really about embracing and accepting our divine feminine that also exists in us. Because if we do so, we learn to we learn to accept and embrace our sensitivity, our creativity, our spirituality. We start to explore what it means to nurture and to take care of another human being. We really learn to move beyond our linear way of thinking and learn to embrace our multidimensional aspects of ourselves, that we have in not only a physical body, a mental body, emotional body, also a spiritual body or a light body, and that we can also nurture that, is that we can heal that part, is a greater awareness of these various aspects of ourselves. And I think that's only the beginning. That's only the beginning of this realization. So what do you think? Because again, both man and woman has these aspects of masculinity and femininity, and we have barely touched the surface of what it means to grow into this mature masculinity and mature femininity. Because again, what's wrong with masculinity? We have been so abusive that the only way a woman could be able to have control over a man is to punish their sons, because that's the only male they actually had a little bit of control over, because they wanted to show that masculinity were so unbelievably bad. They actually took away that part, the masculine part out of the boy, because they wanted to show the little boy, the little son, that being a male, being a man, is actually something very shameful. And we became more shameful about our own self. And that's why we have completely lost touch with our masculinity. And it's still something I'm exploring myself, because I didn't really have an example of great masculinity in my life. Neither did I have a mother to grow up with. So as I go in my own journey, it's about getting in touch with these aspects that exist in myself and that are also part in the collective, that we can get have access to. And now we are only the beginning of getting in touch with that part again. So let me know your thoughts, just leave your comments below, and I'm looking forward to learn more about your visions and what it is that you are exploring. Chappal here, looking forward to seeing you on my next videos. Take care for now, bye bye.